Today, the TV makes a better armrest than a means of entertainment. What's happening outside is a better version of Survivor anyhow. 2,000 channels and all anybody in Bowels ever watches is old Andy Griffith and Happy Days reruns. There hasn't been any cell phones chirping like usual. Steve hasn't had any service for days. Even the CB radios are quiet. Has the whole world gone Monsterville, or is it just Bowels? Could definitely use some help around here. Phil and Steve were armed to the gills with machetes, a crossbow, arrows, knives, a .38 special, and a shotgun. Jeff was behind them, but for how long? Who knew? He'd been bitten and can turn into one of those monsters any second. Still, he had their backs. A true friend to the end, united in chaos. With Phil hunkered down on the other side of the TV, they kept a constant watch. The place wasn't much, but it was their home. Usually after one of their weekend gigs with the bar band, they would be happy to come in and crash. Some weekends were tougher than others. Some gigs were really wild, but nothing could compare to this trip. Now all the furniture was pushed to the side. It was like a bunker. Bowels and maybe even the rest of the world had become a horrible nightmare. Phil seemed like he'd run out of things to say, down to short one-liners. They were about what was coming up the street. That Bob?
Yep.
There was Bob, jogging in front of the plow like he was tooling along on a treadmill, out for exercise.
What the hell's Eric doing? Shit if I know. Probably got himself killed.
Eric was laying face down, pretending to be dead. He was good at fixing things, being a carpenter and all, but he was beyond stupid if he thought he could kick Bob's ass with only a machete. Behind them, Jeff gurgled, like he heard them talking about his brother. Eric was a couple of years younger than Jeff, but more stable. Jeff went off selling farm equipment, then tooling around Wyoming and whooping it up with whatever chick he could find after every sale. Eric had stayed in Bowels and learned a good trade. Jeff and Eric hadn't been much on speaking terms, and now this? Bitten and biting time. Jeff showed up begging Phil and Steve to let him in. But did Eric even know where Jeff was? Seemed like just yesterday they were all over in the field next to Frank's auto body playing baseball. Now the humans were trying to kill friends and family who'd become zombies while the monsters were trying to make them their next meal. What was the urge about anyway? Did humans taste like chicken? God only knew. Nobody was ready to find out anytime soon either. A bang sounded at the apartment door. Phil and Steve jumped, but Jeff just sat there, holding his shotgun on point, right at the peephole. Whoever it was, they had on big, black boots, soles moving back and forth under the door. Everything went quiet, and then the zombie started rubbing his hands across the door. At least zombies were stupid. They hadn't figured out how to open a door. Then the handle began wiggling. Whoever was trying to get in, the brothers were ready to take it on.
Steve, man, it's been real, you know.
Shut up. The handle wiggled again.
Don't go all Nancy on me.
Phil didn't say a thing. He just stared at the door. No one dead or alive was going to get through those 2x4s. They'd been there even before the zombie apocalypse. Nobody was going to get in that they didn't want to. Home sweet home. Yeah, right.